if you don't have a godly worldview, if you have a politics above else worldview, then you don't care about truth. You don't care about
Mhm.
integrity. And I think that's a fundamental difference between the best that our movement has to offer and our political opponents.
Yeah, I completely agree. And you said something that is might sound striking for some. I hate the left. You're not saying, and when I say the same thing, you're not saying that you hate the people necessarily.
Yeah, of course not.
You're not saying that you can't be friends with them. You're saying I hate the ideology because it
The ideology.
robs humans of the most valuable thing that any of us can have, and that is our faith in Jesus Christ. And I mean, as a Christian, that's what I'll say. But we both have friends of different faith, and so I believe Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. I know that's what you believe too. So
Yes, it is.
let's just stick there. And what I would say is that you saw the Democrat Party and you saw the liberal movement more broadly sort of abandon God over the years. Now, there's
Yeah.
some that say that they haven't, and I guess good for them. I'd obviously disagree with their presentation of it and the way their conclusions that they reach from that. But listen, you need faith in your life. You are a car just like cars run on fuel, human beings run on faith and a belief in the eternal. And, it says in scripture that God placed eternity in the hearts of men. And if you don't fill that with a true and resounding faith in Jesus Christ, you are going to be filling it with something else. And that something else is going to be destructive to you and to your culture and to your civilization. And that's what we see with the left. When you fill that God-shaped hole with something else, you will get perversions and corruptions. It's hard enough not to end in that same place when you are a Christian. Life is
Right.
hard. Sin is real. We are sinners.
Yes.
We are fallible. But if you don't have a North Star that is truth, capital T truth, then you are going to end in destruction. And that's essentially, we have an entire political movement in this country that has divorced itself from any accountability to the Almighty. And when that happens, you will end in destruction. You think back to previous eras of American politics, there was two competing ideologies, sure, but they both jockeyed for and competed to be the most righteous, the most devout and faithful to the Lord. That's not the dynamic we have today, and that's really the big difference. If you want to know the truth of it, of our
Yes.
current political moment versus historical moments, we need to get back to that, and hopefully, the revival that Charlie helped spark will continue catching fire, and we'll see wave after wave after wave of it because we need it.